Happy Sunday, guys. All right. Okay. Well, happy Sunday. As we know, you are with the Talk Dot Queens and Amanda Miller Talks on Facebook. So just give us a second and um, we will allow for people to jump in the room as we always do. Make sure, guys, as we always say, download our mobile app at 105.7 The Phase. Um, Make sure you're following us on Talk.Queens, IG, and for Facebook, to allow for people to come on. It seems that it's a little slow with people trickling in on the Facebook, but we'll let that take its course. Hey, girl. So yeah, we going to try to let people kind of come on here. So guys, be patient with us as we try to get tag share so that people can be invited in. Let's go ahead and do that. So we'll invite. Let's just go ahead and invite people. Let's tag and share them. Kind of just see what happens here. So just give me a second, please. And we will ask you guys to do the same. Remember that we are always on IG and Facebook. So you can join us on either platform. All right, let's see. All right. All right. So
Good.
how's your
Actually,
Sunday?
getting a lot of stuff done in the middle of laundry. You can see I'm surrounded by baby clothes. Well, you can't see, but there's a lot of baby clothes around here. Bella wanted
Okay.
breakfast
Okay.
today, so cooked that, and
Hey,
and in the
sounds like a
process of
plan
cooking
to
that,
me. Mr. Salwa, thank you
and in the
for
process
always
of cooking
watching.
that, I slipped and fell. So I
You,
slipped.
you said what, Phil? Oh no!
Yep.
Oh my goodness! You okay?
It was just funny because Bella, it happened. Bella said,
Oh,
"What happened, mommy?" I said, "Girl, I fell."
right. Oh no. Hey, well, as long as you are okay, then
Yeah.
hey, that's all that matters. So let's see if we can see what happens with people trickling in. What was your thoughts today? Like, what drove you to
My
this one?
my church endeavors today actually drove me to this one. So
You said the
I said my
church
church
did.
endeavors,
What happened?
what we talked about in my church services today is what well church service, and then I
Okay,
also will
okay.
sometimes look at Transformation Church. It's a church based out of Tulsa. I mean, Pastor Michael Todd. I didn't scratch myself. Sorry.
Okay.
But sometimes I'll catch his sermons and stuff.
So, Pastor Michael Todd, I've heard of him. Is that
Mm.
Shawnee's? No, husband?
That
Is that
he's
Shawnee's
they're
husband or
based out of
no?
LA.
Okay.
He's based out of Tulsa. He was the one who did Relationship Goals and Crazy Faith, the books.
I'm gonna have to look him up, but I think
Yeah.
I've heard of him and
I'm about to
followed
say
him before.
the
But
two
go
of them
ahead.
kind of like mesh. So you know how God will tell you something in one service and He'll send you confirmation somewhere else. It was like a that. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. So how was that for you that it resonated in order to speak about it to the
So
on the show?
I have been going back and forth about doing something that I've been told to do for a very long time, but I haven't been doing in that time. Um, and
Okay.
I feel like recently that I just need to be doing it.
So what keeps you from that though? As far as what he's calling you, or at least what are you feeling that he's called on you to do, and maybe you're not doing that. Why is it? What's
Fear,
holding you back?
really, and a low key, a
Okay.
feeling of low key imposter syndrome. Because what it is in my mind, and I said this on the podcast before. I'm like, I ain't nobody. Like, you can listen to me, you cannot. Yeah, I, and then
That's right. That's right. Because it's our, because anything on the
right, and in
podcast
my
is our
mind,
opinions.
I ain't that person to be listened to like that because I know me and like I know what I've been through. And granted, yes, it is a testimony. And yes, what I have value. Like I'm not saying I'm not value. I'm valueless. Like that's not what my thought process is. But when talking to people and they like, oh, you're insightful, you're this, you're that, you should do this, you should do that. I'm like, who would listen to me? Like I am a average basic person. Like
But
who's
you know
gonna
what?
listen to me for real?
Right, but we never know who is inspired. I had a girl to reach out, and actually, I closed my other Facebook page, and I reached out to her in her inbox just to let her know I was closing that page. But beyond that, her thing was, you are very, inspirational to me. I didn't ask why. I didn't question it because whatever that is for her that she gets from me, I'm content with that because you don't have to tell me your story. You don't have to share that. The ultimate goal is not just even on the podcast, like everyday life, whatever you get as from me, um, I'm with it because my thing is I am
Yeah.
an open book. And a lot of times people like to hide their flaws or they want to put on a persona of perfection.
Right.
That's not me. Um, I am one that want to be sure that people understand that, like you stated, we all are people. We all come with baggage. We all come with flaws. We all come with opportunities. But we also come with things that
Mhm.
make us so uniquely who we are to be successful as
Because
well.
even when I
So,
was doing more of the more in my acting bag and doing entertainment more, I used to always tell people like like I'm all for like I guess the fame that comes with stuff, but that's not why a lot of the times I do what I do. I entertain because I just like to entertain. Like I entertain because I love to tell the story.
right,
I entertain because I like to be a different character. I entertain because honestly it's a minute to not be me for a little bit. Um to see what I do reflect on and help someone else is more impactful to me than anything else. Like if
right.
the fame came with it, I mean that's cool, I guess. But
And
that's not why I do
absolutely. That's
what I do.
right. That's
And
right.
even in as I've done like my professionalism, like when I've got into psychiatry, when I got into ABA therapy, when I got into nonprofit work, like you knowing who I am, I mean I guess that's all right. But I do what I do for the people that I do it for. And that links to my family and my
Right.
kids and my friends and being able to be that thing that can help propel people forward. So even just I tell my friends, y'all ain't gotta listen to me. So to think that a stranger wants to listen to me, it's dumbfounding sometimes. Like I'd be like, why?
Yeah.
Like I
Yeah.
huh?
It's gratifying. It's self gratifying to know that you can touch someone that you don't really even know. But it goes to show that we never know what people are going through, and just to be able to pour into somebody else to ensure that they keep moving in an upward way of what helps them along their journey is
And I
amazing.
guess I never looked at it like that,
So
only because I don't know. Mm, I guess when thinking about stepping out and doing all of these things outside of the fear of like it can change my children's lives, it's going to impact how they go about their day to day, it's going to impact how much they see me, it's going to impact
right,
how much I'm able to be around, it might change my co-parenting dynamic because depending on how things progress, I may not be as easily available to help change situations. So,
right,
beyond that fear, just like personally, like I've never had an issue with showing who I am. I've only had an
right,
issue
right,
with
right.
being completely authentic with people and that being thrown in my face. That's why a lot of like I'll share a lot, but I won't share stuff that's extremely, extremely personal. Like I won't share my kids like that. Like y'all will never, never see me bring my kids on here. Like,
And a lot of people are like that in a space of it. Yeah, a lot of people are like that in the ways of what they will share and what they aren't willing to share, and that's okay in reference to social media and things like that, because people have their own personal
yeah,
reasons as to the whys, and that's certainly fine. I think when we talk about your dreams in a heavy season, what keeps us from moving forward in that space? And you mentioned fear. Well, I think we all work or have worked in a space of being fearful of what the outcomes may be in any given situation. But what is that fear of? Is it fear of failure? Is it fear of what others may think? And guys, know that when we're live, hold on a second for me, I'm sorry. We are asking to hear your stories. We're asking your opinions. We're asking, your thoughts. So please put it in the chat
thank you.
and share. But yeah, we all have dreams and aspirations and ambitions that we're working towards something in the space of
And what's
being
so horrible?
successful.
I was telling somebody else
And
earlier today.
in that,
I don't think I have a fear of failure. I think I have a fear of success. Success.
a fear of what again?
Yeah.
Success. Okay. And with that, why
Because
is it a fear of
I've
success?
hmm, I've experienced success tear families apart. And especially since things with my child's father and I didn't work out, that's already a fracture to our family dynamic. I don't want to. Mm,
So let me ask you this. What is success? Somebody asked me this one time about success. What does success looks like for you? Because success
isn't
for
bad
one
for everybody else.
person isn't the same for everybody. That's right. Because a lot of times people are looking at success for, some people look at it as fame, some people look at
Money
it as
and yeah.
financial. Right. So for me, it's more of setting a goal and being able to accomplish that goal at a point of, if it's before my deadline set goal, if it's after, as long as I accomplish it, but also encompass of the outcome benefit of how it impacts my
And for
kids.
me, success is ensuring that my children have the things that they need, they want, and they like. So when you need something, it's a necessity. Like you have to have it: food, clothing, um, transportation, housing, stuff like that. When you want something, in my mind, that goes to, oh, you want this specific type of a need. So I want this specific type of car. I want this specific type of phone. I want this specific type of cooking utensils, I guess. And likes are, oh, I like that. I want to be able to do that. Oh, I like that. I want to be able to try that. Oh, I like that. I want my children to have their necessities and have their wins. I want them to be good people. Right? I want them to
You
be good
have a
people.
couple of comments in your chat when
I
you're
do.
when you're finished. Go ahead.
First
I'm
off, why
sorry.
are these not rolling for me? That is weird, which is quite weird.
Yeah,
That is
it's not rolling for me
weird.
either. It's not doing the same on this side either.
Anyway, but that is success to me, to be able to give my children the life that I had, because let no let no stone go unturned. Carl and Tawana did their thing. I didn't want for nothing. I ain't need, want, I had all the things that I liked for nothing. So they did their thing. So it's my job my parents taught me to make sure that I was better than them, and not in like like boastful type of way. No, we did this for you, so this is your starting point. You have to do better. You have to continue to do better, so that we're all growing and progressing, and you're growing and you're progressing. So I want to be able, if that's the standard, I have to exceed it. I have to do more than what my parents were able to do for me. So that's success to me. If that comes in, but I know sometimes, especially with the way the economy is now, that's going to require a good chunk of financial stability. That's going to require, financial stability is going to require my time. I don't want my time to be taken so much that I'm not able to do the things that I want to do, that I'm not able to go to the recitals, I'm not able to go to the games, I'm not able to pick them up from the practices, I'm not able to be at the weird festivals that doesn't parent really want to be at on field day, but we be outside in the heat running around you kids, and we be tired too. I want to do those things because a good chunk of the time, like my mom served in the military. I wasn't able to have my mom at stuff. Like my mom missed milestones. I don't want to miss those with my kids. But I know that sometimes your time is required, and sometimes you're not able to pick and choose where that is, especially when you're starting out. But to some of my comments, Boss Lady Lava, hey boo, said yes, a fear is success. We twinning, girl, because sometimes it's scary. But was he supportive of you? I'm assuming you mean my children's father. No, he was not supportive. He was one of those kind of like passive people, to where like he was, oh well, I mean, I know this kind of interests you. If you want to try and do it, I mean, I'm cool with it. But then if I try to change my schedule to do these things, now I'm jeopardizing him being able to go to work, or him being able to take care of the family, and him being able to, and well, he has to work, so our schedule can't change to do this. So it was a kind of, I'll talk the talk but not walk the walk type situation. So in that regard, he wasn't very supportive. Financially, I guess he was supportive.
So, so hold on one second. I'm so sorry. Hey guys, I'm here on Facebook. So just in case you don't hear me saying anything, know that we are Talk Back Queens on IG. So we have, and we go back between both. And so we have our co-host on IG, and that's who you're here in the background talking. And so, right, so you got her on there. And so we're talking about your following your dreams during a heavy season. And so we would like to hear your story, but we have her responding to some comments from our IG. Go ahead.
Shamar, which, hey boo, how are you? Your parents gave you the blueprint and want you to continue to build on that as a mother yourself. Exactly, which is exactly why I like the standard of what they gave is just that. It is the standard. So to exceed it is my goal. To be there in ways and do things that my parents were unable to. Not from lack of trying, not from lack of ability, but lack of truly being able to. Because sometimes you have to make those sacrifices. I want to get to a place to where not as many sacrifices are having to be made, because my money is making money without me even having to touch it. I'm trying to make sure there's passive income to be able to have more financial stability, to be able to be there and not give as much of my time as I don't want to. And just give the time that I want to give.
So let me ask you this. In that space of a heavy season, when you when you mention that, what is that for you? Like,
So,
you mentioned following your dreams in a heavy
so full
season. What is
transparency.
that for
Again, I don't
you?
have a problem being transparent about myself. Full transparency. Like I said, me and my child's father are no longer together. We broke up in July of 2022. I was pregnant at the time with our third child, and let me backtrack. My grandmother passed in in January of 2022, and life just from then on just was like, and it's been that way for a minute now, since then. And from her passing, finding out some stuff in our relationship failing, um, having my child, which was an amazing thing, but being out of work because I had my child and didn't have the covering of FMLA, so I didn't have any income coming in. Having to recover from that because now I have 3 children, I have to get a bigger vehicle. Their father's not being supportive in the least bit. Like he made the statement at one point, "Oh well, the baby's not here yet, so so he doesn't exist to me, so I'm not doing anything." To the point that like family member, I put something on social media, and my family and my friends and church members and people just had to help me get supplies for my child to even have a car seat because I didn't have it, and the person who I made the baby with wasn't helping. Thankfully, was able to get out of that toxic situation. He moved in with his now girlfriend and their family, but it didn't stop even the financial burdens. I don't make as much as he did. I literally make half, if not half, less than half, if not more, than he did. So trying to make sure and keep up with those payments while having to cover the cost of him just deciding to up and leave. I had to end up reaching out for help for that. And that was a burden financially. So eventually I lost the home that we were in. I lost the car that I had. I am really, for the people who are religious and know some bits and stories of the Bible, I am in a Job season right now. I am in a heavy season to where quite literally I can't even drive myself to work. If something were to happen to my kids, I don't have transportation to go and get them. I have to call and make sure and move things around and try to find this person and try to find that person just to be able to be okay. So attempting to follow dreams and live fearlessly and not necessarily recklessly, but abandonedly and unashamedly right now is really difficult because the first thing that comes into my head is, how's this going to affect my kids? Am I going to be able to make sure they're okay? Can I feed them? Can I make sure they got clothes for the winter time? Am I going to have enough to take them and do the things they need to? So right now it's a heavy season for me because as heavy as it is for me, they can't see it. Not all of it at least. Like can they see me being worried and say, you know, mommy's just a little upset right now. She's going to be okay. Everything's going to be okay. We're going to pray about it. We're going to work through it. Can they see that? Sure. But the breaking down of things, I can't show that to them because they don't need to see mommy so hard and mommy so stressed out and mommy so sad. So attempting to do everything that needs to be done, but still not have the fear of, well, the calling that you feel like you have is going to require a lot.
But let me ask you this: does that not drive you? And it's I do know it works in both ways. With that piece, does it not motivate you to go hard? I know we have our moments about going through our heavy seasons and our journey, and when those stumbling blocks come, and they will, it's just a matter of living. Right, all the time. Right. When those times occur, for me, it's a motivational once I come out of my I call it pity party for myself. Once I come out of that, then it's okay. It's time to go hard. It's time to figure out a solid plan to move you in the right directions. And then for me, I hear you keep, constantly mention your kids, and that's amazing because they should be top of mind in everything that we do. And so that should motivate you to go hard as well. So that, again, those things that you're praying for and you're working hard towards um,
Yeah.
come to fruition, like they blossom. And you can start in a journey of feeling good about the direction that you're headed in. Um, yeah, yeah, those heavy moments do put a damper on, it halts your plan towards success. Like last night, we had an event for my nephew, guys, and of course, I posted it on Facebook, and I'm sure it's on IG from the 105.7 the Phase page as well. And so we had a lot going on in that process prior to his death, prior to his murder, and it brings you to a complete halt. But once you start some sense, and then I can't even say normalcy, I don't even know what the right word is to that. Once you come out of
Yeah.
the fog, let me just say that because I don't think it's never a normalcy. Once you come out of the fog, it's like, okay, you lean upon your whomever you believe in, because people
Mhm.
follow us, believes in different things. Whoever you believe in, you serve. You lean on that more heavily to get you back
And
on the
for
right
me,
track. I want to hear from some of
that's
you
it. And
guys
for
out
me,
there.
leaning on that, I have been that type of person who will pick a goal for myself and then tunnel, right? And like you said, time to get to work. Like we gotta meet the goal because hustle has never been something that this family's been afraid of, and it's never been something I've been afraid of. But what I came to realize
Right.
in this breaking down of things was I wasn't setting a goal the right way. So I wasn't setting a goal that I feel like God was calling me to do. I was setting a goal to get to fix my mind on something. I was setting a goal to be better at something. I was setting a goal. Sorry, Isabella just messaged me. She learned how to text and stuff. I was setting a goal to just be better because a lot of people will think back to me in college and early adulthood and be like, oh, like early adulthood, and be like, oh, you were so focused, you were so this, you were so that. And I was like, you didn't know the motivation behind that, though. The motivation wasn't to be successful. The motivation was to prove this to somebody and prove that to somebody because I didn't like me. I didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think I was worthy. So just working on, one, liking and loving myself again, and two, wanting to go about my goals in my life in the purpose that God has for me, I started to heavily lean on, Lord, what do you want me to do? Where do you want me to be? What is the purpose you gave me? Because I don't want to keep living this life where I'm searching for a feeling because I'm not whole, because I'm not doing my purpose. I want to sit, I want to be in my purpose. I want to live life till its fullest because I'm here for a good time, not a long time. I'm trying to live in the purpose and live in the lane that he gave me so I can be happy, so I can be as exuberant as I've been before, but have it be because this is what I'm meant to be. Have it be because I'm actually fulfilled in what I'm doing, not because I'm doing something to appease other people or I'm doing something to appease the emptiness that is inside. I want to be
Right.
whole. So that's why this time for me is a little different, and it's a little, and then I'm not gonna lie, it is a little bit scary because if I answer the call to do the things that I feel like he's asked me to do, that's me putting my out there. That's me putting my heart out there. That's me living out there for people and other things. And I don't know if it's gonna affect my kids. I don't know if it's gonna affect me. Am I gonna be there? Am I gonna be able to handle that? Am I like, is this gonna negatively affect the things that I love? Because that's the thing that I protect more than anything, is the things that I love. So this is the purpose that he's called, and 9 out of 10 is going to be in his way, but it doesn't stop life from life and on that path of being in his way. It doesn't stop
Right.
tests from coming and testimonies from being given and lived. So it's just like, it's scary because I've been so damaged for so long that And a matter of fact, I got the book from Michael Todd, Damaged But Not Destroyed, to help in going towards this goal, because I do feel damaged a lot of the time. So it's kind of like, oh my goodness, I have to train my mind back now. I have to train my attitude back now. I have to
Right.
sit in what I know is for it. And it's scary. I'm not gonna lie, it's scary. It's
Yeah.
scary.
And
It's scary, especially in the time of hard.
right. And our dreams are our dreams. The things that we work towards, we have to sometimes lean on faith. And in that moment of faith, it becomes less challenging and scary because, again, if I do this, will it impact this, the end goal? Like, how will it impact and affect that? And so, like you stated, we always have to keep top of mind how it will impact our finances, our kids, things of that manner. But I do say, if we are truly driven and leaning on the word, he'll cover you in that time of discomfort, those impacts, those mountains, and get you through. And so most times no one is in their success was given a silver spoon. Not us. Most times. Let me just say that. Most times. I'm not going to say never. Very rarely. Very rarely. So we just, we have to go hard, put in the work, stay prayerful, and just do it.
I mean, I'm not going to lie. Faith is, and I told my friend this the other day, faith is easy when you're talking about it to somebody else. Faith is hard when you're talking about it for yourself.
It is.
I agree to that. Because sometimes you can talk. So talking to talk and walking to walk are two different things.
I agree. I totally agree. I'm with you on that.
That blind faith, that Lord told me to let go of my job because I need that time to do what He told me to do, and
you froze.
I said, "Can you hear me? Where did I freeze at?"
I'm so sorry. Go ahead. You just pick up where you were. I'm sorry, I don't remember.
It's okay. I was just saying the faith that tells you to quit your job.
Yes.
So you can bring up the time, and so you can get that time, and you can focus on this and focus on that. That faith that tells you to quit your job when you know you got this bill, that bill, these kids need this person need that. You got to make sure you got this for you to help pay your grandma's house note. That faith will make you feel crazy because you sitting there like, okay, God, but what? How? And a lot of times I feel like, and I can just speak, and this is just me speaking for me, I guess. It may be somebody else too. But a lot of the times that want to control is something that's so hard to let go of because you want to control and you want to know that you can do it. But sometimes having that faith is you have no control. You just trust that God is going to make a way and He's going to provide because He's El Shaddai and He's going to do it. And sometimes you just gotta have faith in that, and that in itself is scary. It's necessary.
Yeah, and also too, like Shamar underscore Shamar SH3. Is it Shamar?
It's Shamar.
It's underscore Shamar. Yeah, it's a different type of grind when it comes to us, and it is. And I was gonna say, like discipline, being disciplined enough to stay the course and consistent with whatever it is that you're trying to accomplish. I am one because I know it resonates with me. I think a lot of times we hear what God is telling us, but we do totally opposite. And with doing that, it puts, if it's not His plan and His will, I don't know that the direction that you go in becomes your own reality. And so it puts you back in another mindset because God, it's not his will and it's not his plan.
Sometimes I feel like God gives us enough rope to not necessarily hang ourselves, but see that we're hanging. So, like, because of course God gives us choices. God gives us free will to do whatever we need to do. He knows what we're going to do, but He gives us free will to do those things. And a lot of the times, I feel like when we go aside from what He wants us to do and we make decisions to do something else, I feel like He, in His grace, will cover us to not have it be too bad, but let it be enough to where we be like, you know what, I should have did what I was told to do. I should have listened. Let me listen this time and let me go back the other way. Because a friend of mine was telling me one day he decided that he was gonna do something stupid. He decided he was gonna run out on his bill. He said God got him the next day because he ended up having to go to get his car fixed for the exact same amount of money he would have spent on the food bill. Because God knew that's not a good choice you need to make. And he told you spanked him a little bit like, yo, stop doing that.
Yeah.
Be on what you're supposed to be on and go back. And I feel like sometimes that's what happens. We'll live our lives according to this decision that we made. And when that decision may not go to the best of our, Lord, may not be the best for us or may not, work out well for us, He'll kind of bring the choices that we had back to our memory so He can be like, okay, so that didn't work this time. Are you going to do what I told you to do this time? Or are you going to try
Right.
to do something else? You going to tell you I do
Right.
this time? You're going to try to do something else. It's like a parent. We see that our kid's about to go and mess up. We see that our kid's about to go and run into something. And when natural consequences happen, they come and they cry and we say, it's okay. This time are we gonna learn to have walking feet? Are we gonna stop yelling and pay attention this time a little bit? Like, it's okay, it hurt, I know. Let me make sure it's all right. We dust them off and we send them back out to hopefully do it right the next time.
Two
And I feel like sometimes
things.
that's how it is.
Yeah, two things I want to address. One, Shamar states we second guess instead of just seeing where the road takes us. And that is true. And I think if we look for the easy way, the easiest way to do things. God is not, and I just really believe that people have this notion that when God is with you, things are easy. I do believe that at times, but I think that God challenge us, and make us work for the things that He is willing to bless us with. And if it's not easy for us, we tend to derail from that direction. God takes us out of our comfort zone.
Yeah.
He takes us out of our
It
comfort
takes you
zone
out of your element.
and out of your element. So those things won't be easy. You got to be willing to follow the course. Someone came on the live just now, and I hope you're still out there, because I know what your dream, aspiration, and your goal brought. I know what that was for you, and you made it come to life. Like you said, this is what you're going to do. You said this is what you wanted to do, and you made it happen. And that's what we're talking about today. In a heavy season, and he was going through a heavy season at that time, but still being able to say, with this being my deck of cards at this time, this is my plate. Hey, this is my plate, and there's nothing I can do about my current state and my plate in the now, but it doesn't have to define me for my future. So what are those plans? How do I lay that out? What is the blueprint? How do I execute it and make it happen? And when you follow the course, no matter what man is going to say, because man is going to say what man is going to say regardless, you still pushed forward and made it happen. And I don't know if you're still out there watching. Let me see if I can try to bring you on this video. Uh-oh, sorry. I did something on there.
Because I'm sure it's not just me that needs to hear it. It's a lot of people that need to hear it. It's a scary thing. It's a scary and scary thing.
It is. Sent an invite to Angelica. Hopefully she can join us. She's always great. Um, but bro, I can't seem to bring you on. Um, hold on, let's see what we got. Hey girl! But I can't hear you. Yeah, look. I was trying to bring somebody else on, and then I couldn't bring them on. No, 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 no. You're good, but you're driving, so I don't know, and I can't hear you.
Please
Okay,
understand that we
okay, okay. Cool
we
beans.
as talk queens and Amanda Miller talks and I and 105.7 The Phase do not condone
Yeah,
driving while
yeah.
podcasting. Please don't do that.
So I'm gonna remove her. Hold on, I'm trying to remove you,
Please be safe in
but
your
I
podcasting,
can't. I
commenting,
can't
and
remove
going
you.
live
Okay,
endeavors.
so
Please.
you can just drop if you need to, but yeah. Um, I wish that I could have really brought him on to hear his story. Angelica, I can't hear you. Yeah. If
I said I
you
will
yeah, you
say that.
can release it if you can, and be safe now. I want you to be safe
Please be
and
safe.
releasing it. Yeah, because I can't hear you at all.
Please be very, very safe before you
Okay.
go.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. But mm-mm. Go off and come back on. That seems to work sometimes. But yeah, so Mr. Brock Ogletree, I was trying to. Okay, it's saying for some reason I can't add him as a guest, but
But
I would love to
he may
bring
make a
him
request.
on at another time to kind of make sure. And DJ Ambitious is crazy. That's funny. Absolutely, we practice safe driving around here. Uh,
Please.
but yeah, again. And transparently, and I'm sure he don't mind me kind of telling a little of his background story. So he went to prison, and during that time of him being at the halfway house, he kept saying, "Here's my vision for me when I get home. Here's the things that I want to do." And see, here's for me, we're in a free world. That's why his resonate. We're in a free world. And we plan so much that we want to do in our life. And we don't make it happen because of whatever fear that is, whatever the unknown, whatever that is that has us from moving forward with doing that. Here's somebody that don't even have free will at that time, but
Mm-hmm.
crafting a plan and saying, this is my plan. This is what I'm going to do. And a lot of times, because people don't do what they say they're going to do when they are incarcerated, we be like, folks ain't going to do nothing. They just talking.
Yep.
But he made it happen. He said, I'm going to buy me a truck. I'm going to get my CDL. I'm going to get me, start with one, build my monies, stack my monies, and buy another. And he did just that.
Nice.
So if you truly are pushing your dreams to come to life and you have this plan for yourself, you just got to be willing to go for it and execute it,
Mm-hmm.
because if that's the vision of God for you and your will, he's going to, and we have to keep praying. And I know he's a praying guy. I know
Yeah.
he's a praying guy. That's another thing. You just
Yeah.
have to keep praying,
Keep
asking
seeking the person.
God, that's
Mm-hmm.
right, to give you answers, to give
Mm-hmm.
you vision, to give you his blessings. I always tend to say, God, if this is your will,
Yeah.
then let it be
Then let it
done.
be. That is
Right.
honestly one of the prayers that I prayed after for some situations to come, and I'll always pray, God, if this be your will, let it be, but guard my heart. keep
Mm-hmm.
me from it changing my heart of who I am.
Right.
And more often than not, I will tell you, if y'all pray that prayer and you serious, be prepared, because when he do it, he gonna do it. It's
Yeah.
gonna come. It's
You gotta,
gonna come
that's
hard.
right. You gotta be ready
Prepare
for what
yourself.
you ask for, because if you ask for whatever it is that you're asking for,
And you
if
mean it,
it's his will, it's gonna
that's
happen.
coming.
So you gotta definitely be ready, because you'll be like, oh Lord Jesus, I wasn't ready right now.
Cause baby,
Now he
cause
may not give it
when
to you on your time, but when he makes it
it hit,
happen,
I
yes,
tell you now, when it hit, it hit. Cause
yes.
being transparent, in January, no, in December of 2021, I prayed about the relationship that I was in with my children's father, and I said, Lord, something just don't feel right. It shouldn't it shouldn't feel like this. There's something that's not right. And it wasn't that, it was anything. It just didn't feel like home anymore. Like
Right.
something was off. And I was like, man, I said, Lord, this man don't love me. This man act like he don't like me. Like, I don't know what's going on. I don't know if I should fight for this anymore. Like, what is happening? So I prayed in December. I said, Lord, if this be for me, if this be your will, if we be something that we're supposed to have, then God, let it be, and let it be. Let it be. Let it be, and let it be something that's consistent. But God, if it not be, let it be. God, if it not be, let it be something that you end and I can't get it back. That I don't want to try to get it back, that it can't come back. Let it go. I just want to be able to let it go, but God, don't let it. I forgot the don't let it hurt my heart part. And like I said, in January, my grandma died. In January, we found out some stuff that really started to rock us. And from then on, it was just until that relationship was over. But hold on, let me check to see if my kids are here. But continue while I'm.
Mhm. But yeah, in your heavy season, we're talking about making your dreams come true during a heavy season, whatever that may look like for you. How do you keep pushing forward? We talked about taking risks, um, fear, rejection, but also success. If and when those things blossom, what does success looks like for you? We had a couple of people talk about finances, just accomplishing that goal, also fame. But we're looking in a space where times of you being able to push through during your heavy season, and whatever that heavy season may look like for you, um, how do you come out of that fog? What keeps you moving forward in those times to say, okay, I've got to set back. Now, how do I get back on course to be successful? How do I restart my engine? Come on, guys, I want to hear from some of you guys. We had a lot of comments on our IG page. Um, at this particular time, I don't have any comments on the Facebook page. DJ Ambitious says on our IG page, stay rolling by any means necessary. Absolutely. Stay rolling by any means necessary. That is so true, because once you lay down, um, the devil can stay on your back. And you got to be able to start moving things off of your plate in order to start in the right direction of success. I'm going to try to add Angelica again. Not sure if we're going to be able to hear her this time around. We may be able to hear her this time around. We may not. Sometimes This technology stuff is really tricky and crazy. But you have earplugs in? No, no, you don't have earplugs in? Yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it because yeah, I still can't hear you um on my end, and it may just very well be the earplugs. Huh. Okay, let me do this. I can just a tad. Let me do this on my end and see if I try it now.
I was correct. They're here. Okay. I may have to
I know.
because the
Yeah, I was
2 year old
trying to
is not
bring
happy.
Angelica on again, and then, but I just still can't hear her. But I think it's the earplugs. Sometimes the earplugs give us the hardest time. And then you're traveling, so it could be the area that you're in as well. But I tell you what, send me the invite if you can, instead of me sending it to you. That may work sometimes. Okay. Like release it and then send it to me. Okay. All right, guys. So we're talking about following your dreams in a heavy season. I see another person on here, Jazz, and I know her and her husband um, went out on the limb. Hold on, let me see if I can add Angelica. Well, she sent me an invite and then it went away. Maybe she'll send it again. I know her and her husband has a very successful dog breeding business, and they was on the show just telling about their story as a successful husband and wife team, and they have been very successful in that space. And he started out being in the music industry, and maybe we'll bring a couple of these people back to the show and tell their story about their success, because he started off in the music industry and then pivot towards the dog breeding business, and they have been worldwidely successful in that space. And so they are ones that I can really say has followed their dreams and again made it become reality. I think it's just a matter of how bad. I always ask people, how bad do you want it? How bad do you want it? And if you want
And
it
sometimes
bad,
that tunnel vision is required, and sometimes that tunnel vision gets you through it,
hmm
really. And it's what you need to get through it.
hmm and if you want it bad enough, um, one, you gotta pray for it. Two, you gotta ask God if it's His will. Three, you gotta be able to see it through, even during the challenging times. We tend to fold. We'll ride the wheels off when things are going right. It's in the right direction. But soon as things starts to get hard, we fold. And so we got to be okay with going through the difficult times to get to the end of our journey. You got any comments on your end?
Just DJ Ambition, literally just saying stay rolling by any means necessary. And then he said right in agreement to what he just said.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, any other thoughts or feelings or sharing of your story? We are talking about being successful, following your dreams, excuse me, in a heavy season. Like, how do you keep pressing forward? Do you have a story out there to share that would motivate someone to just keep pressing and moving forward? What was those fears, challenging moments for you? and how did you overcome that? So that's what we're kind of talking about right now.
They
Yes.
are not having it. So I may have to call it a night
No,
because this little two
that's
year old is
okay. I
this little two
get
year old is
it.
not having it. You see
Mm,
this
that's
face? He was not
right.
looking like this at the gathering. He was happy at the gathering.
Hey,
He is not happy right
I
now.
right, right, right. So, guys, it's coming upon the 8 o'clock hour, anyways, and our show is from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. each and every Sunday. Tell a friend to tell a friend that we are here. Also, drop us your topics. We want to discuss whatever that looks like for you to have really engaging dialogue. And so I always say in closing, there are a lot of amazing people out there. If you want one, become one. Make it an amazing week and make it intentional and on purpose. I throw it to you.
Please, please, please remember that life is not a dress rehearsal, it's your finest performance. So please live each day like it is your last. Um, that is more required now than any time that we've had in this world. So please, please, please live every day like it's your last. You're here for a good time. Not a long time, but I'm here to make sure that this 2 year old gets situated. So we love you guys. I'll talk to y'all next week.
Have a great week, guys.
Bye.